Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Today's video is about MK Ultra research for aliens. My typed up report after having been downloaded all this information throughout the day into the afternoon. Okay, we're just gonna dive right in. There are life forms from outside this planet other than humans. It's been this way for many years, dating back to ancient times. Please acknowledge that we are flying through space, being dragged by the sun's gravity, spiraling into the center of our galaxy. The android, or the androids, are extraterrestrial robotics assimilated into human form, whose origins and remains will remain unknown, because I know that it's not good, and it will do no good to release this information. I will keep this information private, so I won't release it yet. It will answer what part of the universe he floated through and where is he from. The early known android is in the Bible under the name Jacob, not Jacob, Jacob, because each of the letters represents a trait in him. Arrival to this planet was sometime around 1836 BC and 1689 BC. This information was taken from the Bible, from his story of when he lived. He apparently existed for 147 years until that body died. Humans can make one live longer. Cannibals can attest to this. The 12 mixed androgenetic offspring of Israel were the result of genetic adhesion of the android DNA. Rachel, the mother of the 12, was affected quite drastically by the android DNA. Now, the android was accepted by the Canaanites and the Israelites of early history. Please note that by the programming set by the God Elohim, any creature that sets foot on earth has the ability to multiply, which means that he was not the only android body, but was the only one talked about in the Bible. Because he was made the ruler, after people learned what he was made out of, technology, literally, if we would split him open during the times that he lived, back in 1836 BC through 1689 BC, we would literally find a type of organic tissue, also with spiral wrap sleeves and conduit tubing like Hellerman Titan metallic conduits. They accepted him as part of canon society, perhaps more like appreciating human mechanism, because androids have motor skills when ingesting humans to take on their skills. No blame to place, but maybe if they believe he was alien, sent by God, then he could be able to prove himself worthy. After consuming enough human bodies to understand the life forms on Earth, the challenge was on, like any other man or any other alien invasive species, to take control of the land and people. Do not forget that humans like doing this too, conquer and take control of the land and the people. Let's wind it forward to present day, from the 1900s to the 2000s, okay? And, into the 2000s. The report mentions android involvement with many businesses and companies. It seems that he has taken the duty in America and other parts of the world as a type of exterminator, like an alien life form that seeks to destroy other alien and human life forms to be the only uncontested alien species. One single alien species will attract more alien species. Androids will send out signals into space, beacons that attract other nearby species. There are various life forms that come from Rigel 7. There are unknown life forms that may or may not have been sent by God. There are other invasive species. There are rare species that may or may not benefit humans. Again, every alien species is based on a case by case. Some are known to me. Plain or lame? To aid the plain and the lame people of Canaan, most aliens in some way help with human psyche, to make humans see diversity. Otherwise, everyone assimilates to others' traits and capabilities and skill sets, and we just become one lame group of individuals. We revert back to primates, and some people can't even do that because, like, it's not in their DNA. They are animals in some way that earn the right to experience life as a human through the means of the cannibal kingdom and natural selection. Their life, their experience is what allows them to progress through, just like we progress through as humans. God oversees this type of programming. Humans only interfere by playing God. And some humans that are vegetables are incomplete honeycombs. They, in worst cases, become gases. Others, as a result of 1940 through 1999 human-animal experimentation with pigs, ducks, wolves, rats, and mooses, are also, a part of this. Like it's part of their DNA now because of the experimentation that existed through these years. However, older civilizations that have been here longer, like the Chinese, understand that however helpful the creature, referring to aliens, not animals, okay? So now we've shifted back to aliens. The creature, referring to aliens and not animals, might appear to be helpful. The creature, meaning the alien, will have inclinations to assimilate into the planet's society simply to exist. The motive of the alien is observed in a case-by-case basis, depending on from what part of the universe it came from, determines its capacity for world domination. Like the Anunnaki, which have successfully infiltrated most of the world's businesses and have shown the 2%, like the Rockefellers, the extent of human existentialism, which I refer to as skin, a stretchy reach of human capacity. Skin has limits. Humans have limits. Some can break through, depending on their DNA. Because of this, the 2% are not found to be human. They are human alien byproducts. The human race can break through limits. Let me start over. The human race that can break through limits are the race of individuals that did in fact exist and were able to fly. Like quite literally. They would be able to just fly. Levitate, whatever it is you want to call it. Their bodies were killed and placed in coffins made in high cliffs. Killed by non-flight humans out of jealousy, which I refer to them as vegetables, and others better labeled as heavy humans. The rest of us that still have this type of DNA codon, it remains dormant. It requires a combination of mRNA strands that can activate it. Having the wrong person do this form of DNA activation will result in catastrophic failure and will limit the human race further. For example, Jesus Christ was able to fly, but was killed, crucified, and resurrected, and he chose to fly into the sky. That is where his story ends. Most likely, he went into space or into other parts of the universe. I know this because aliens understand Judaism, which is how I know that a Jew taught some alien some Hebrew. Jesus left. So not many people were able to receive his activated DNA and mRNA to activate our dormant genes. We as a race lost his access, and others that had access were killed by flightless humans. Now, we're talking Darwinism and aliens from this point on. Darwinism applies to this, and it's going to differentiate us into two groups. One that allows for life on Earth to exist, all life to exist, knowing that death does exist, but not by murder. And number two, approach to end life similar to cannibals and evolve from killing and ingesting aliens. Number two is risky because eating an alien is not like eating a human soul. It can be unpredictable, and what it might cause is simply unknown. We just don't know if the cannibal's DNA is going to react with the alien in some way. We don't know that. Now, human acknowledgement. In both tested countries, the USA and Mexico, people have acknowledged the existence of people that are seen as abstract, but are socially acceptable when in comparison to lame humans. Side note, not many like lame humans. Like literally, not many people like lame humans. They're sometimes a lame horse that got turned into a human and underwent genetic modification to acquire the correct behavioral traits and mannerisms. They're jugheads. Most humans are inclined to number one, allowing life to exist on Earth. So going back to that little side note, if lame humans exist, then intelligent, somewhat abstract humans do as well. Example, or I'm sorry, no example for that, but know that everyone dies and no one lives forever. Because aliens have existed in the past and into the present future, a percentage of alien species is required for human evolution to avoid stagnation, because otherwise there would be no like 1 or 2% alien DNA flowing through the races to like differentiate ourselves between what is human and what is not human. We would just become bored and stagnant because everyone would eventually have the same DNA. The Anunnaki, the aliens, they have seen this through and manipulated man through coercion and attractiveness to things and objects humans did not possess or could not accomplish on their own. Okay, that's the Anunnaki. Now, in humans, the human blood itself would only keep constant for the survival and the continuation of human life. It does not offer evolution. In order for evolution to take place, it would have the blood or the individual would have to undergone some sort of procedure, some sort of like plasma radiation or something that would change a positive mutation within the body and cause it to evolve. The killing of said smaller alien life forms and individuals that are aliens limits our human existential reach of the universe and evolution through time. Although many people are not aware of this, we are where we are because at some point in time, aliens existed and they affected society in a positive way that propelled us forward. Not many people know this because not many people know of aliens that are actually working along with us to propel us into, what we consider the future to be with technology, right? So like, I know this, but not many people know this, and they're not supposed to know this because it would cause possibly a panic. I don't know. An example of this is alien technology. How else can we get alien technology to work for us humans? Is our technology alien technology to other life forms found in the universe? It's a very good question, right? Short answer, we as humans cannot take alien technology and use it as is. There's no way. We would only be able to derive something from it. We would only be able to take samples and form them, shape them into how we see fit. We can't just take alien technology and use it, because if I'm right and God's programming applies both in cultural races here on Earth, God's programming would also exist in alien technology. And if we're not the race that created that technology, we might not be able to use it, or it may have adverse effects. Okay? Human exposure to aliens has always been a driving force that gears us into fear or fearlessness. Because the monopoly allows for the ruling of the Anunnaki among us, with other smaller alien life forms, it would mean, let me start over. So the monopoly allows the ruling of Anunnaki. Without the other smaller alien life forms that are also living amongst us, it would give us no diversity, which means that the Anunnaki know the other alien species that are also inhabiting Earth. They are aware of it, and chances are they're keeping track of when they're going to die. Because if those smaller aliens start dying off, the Anunnaki will see fit to take over because those aliens are no longer here. So we've technically already been infiltrated by the Anunnaki. They're just waiting for us to kill the smaller species so they can take over, because they know that there is some form of control against them from taking over, and they're just waiting for that control to be weak enough for them to just not care and take over. That's the basic of it. So we would be taken over by the Anunnaki, most likely, like reptiles. They will eat our insides and use our flesh suits, as hosts, right? And that's always been their intention. They're an invasive species. Now, we, both human and smaller alien life forms, consciously and subconsciously hinder the Anunnaki. They know this, but they can't pinpoint it. However, alone, as a human race, without the small amount of help that these smaller alien life forms provide for us, simply by existing, simply by being in the way of the Anunnaki, it diversifies us, and it makes it harder for us to be taken over. But we are technically already considered infiltrated by the Anunnaki. That's just fact, okay? And as far as I know, no humans want an alien takeover, and no humans want an alien invasion. Since like the 1950s, that radio broadcasting was sent out, and people believed that aliens were literally taking over the Earth, but it was just somebody's story. Like that proves that people will go crazy if they even believe we're close to an alien invasion. We've already been infiltrated. The invasion is just being deterred by us humans and the remaining smaller alien life forms. Okay, so what? So what? What does this mean? It means that it's a statistic of human to non-human life forms. I'm not going to disclose the numbers because, one, I don't like math, and I'm not going to turn this into a math session. It's a very scary number because there is a lot of them, and this includes androids. Androids are included in this statistic. The problem of this statistic lies in not having knowledge of aliens and what they look like. Not being able to tell the difference between cannibal and another's mind and soul ingested in a human, versus an alien with, or like an alien residing inside of a human host. Like that's where it's difficult to make the distinction of like, oh, that's just a cannibal with so-and-so inside of him because he ate him, versus like that human host has the alien inside. That's where it gets tricky to differentiate what's what. But a known test found by the Chinese is that aliens don't consume Chinese food. An example would be chow mein, fried rice, and other dishes and meats. They won't consume them. They know the quality of food, and they know that it will fuck up with their DNA because it's too basic of a meal. Okay? Again, this is a case-by-case basis because not all humans like Chinese food, and we can't judge someone as an alien simply because they don't like Chinese food. I mean, you could do it, but it'd be like you're a judgmental person, in which case you're just opinionated and possibly insincere. Now, the next subject is why don't we see UFOs? They still visit us, we just don't get to see them unless they want to be seen. Some species of aliens are advanced civilizations. That being said, they and their planet are not the gem of the galaxy like we are here on Earth. So they visit a planet better than theirs to try and be like us. God created them just as He created all creatures on Earth. So they compare themselves to other planets like any other intelligent species. Now, intergalactic diplomatic problems. They arise when death occurs. For example, the death of a human on an alien planet would bring rise to hate for that planet and its murderer. Aliens that crash landed, like the Roswell incident, where the alien was killed and then eaten by cannibals, can be both a reason and a cause for angry aliens to visit our planet for military reasons. Invasive species like the Anunnaki have mentioned the death and enslavement of humans, but it was avoided because humans agreed to do what they said. This was the case in the 2000s. Into the 2000s, I was in my teens and again into my early 20s. So this was more recently. The Monopoly had close encounters and contact to make the necessary deals because that is one duty the Monopoly has. They are the ones responsible for this. The monopoly of humans that we have here on Earth, they are responsible for making contact with beings if they wish to be known, like the Anunnaki, and make deals that are beneficial to us humans and keep the aliens at bay, so to speak. Another diplomacy problem is that of a broken promise. Because of the death of a human that made the promise to an alien species, killed, most likely by other alien species / androids that are already on this Earth. They manipulate small-minded life forms like rodents and rats in human form, manipulating them to murder individuals dying to be chosen to speak to specific species of aliens and facilitate intergalactic trade of minerals or technology. This happens. The androids will send out signals. The androids know what's out there. They know what's circling around us. And they know what species is helpful, but they want to be the only species here on Earth. They don't want any other species but androids. And there are species, alien species, that are welcoming and that actually do want to facilitate trade of minerals and technology. But they will only choose one specific person to talk to organize this. And if the androids know who that person is, they will go after that person and they will kill them. And let me tell you that we need alien help. Our limits exist, and if we would just have a little bit more of information, of more mental capacity, of understanding, more science from other creatures in the universe, it would greatly be beneficial to us. But that means that we need the jealousy to stop, we need the inequity to stop, and we also need other ideals to stop hindering us from evolving and progressing in technology or the use of minerals. That person, at this moment, I can't locate them. So they're presumably dead to me because I can't locate the person. Hopefully the person's still alive. I don't know. Hopefully the moles and the androids have not killed the person. It would be great if that person's still alive so we can still make deals with aliens, but as of right now, it's inconclusive. So finally, to bring this broadcast into conclusion, we as humans will continue to exist on Earth, and I believe that humans will continue to reject aliens and alien help because of pettiness, inequity, and jealousy, and intangible ideals that keep us in the hell on Earth that we live in without entire planetary evolution to expand into space or to use better our resources found here on Earth. Also, There's many people that are not willing to expand their minds, or they just simply can't accept the existence of other creatures also created by God. So technically, I'm just gonna leave this broadcast by saying that we are not alone in the universe. There is life out there, okay? It's always been that way, because God is not just gonna create one planet in the vast, void of space. Like, that would just make no sense. And it would not coincide with the multiverse. It would not make sense in many of scientific and multiverse analysis, right? Like, there needs to exist parallel worlds, just like there exists different vectors within the dimension. Like, it's everything happening at the exact same time. So we as humans are technically more self-conscious and focused on the many other things that are going on in this world and existing in this planet, and we apparently don't have the mental capacity to think or be interested in the things outside of this planet, the creatures outside of this planet, the creatures that have more intelligence than us, that have intergalactic space travel, or have just faster equipment to get you from one part of the universe or one part of the galaxy to another. That being said, thank you very much, everyone and anyone that watched this broadcast and stayed through till the end. Thank you very much. MK Ultra is real, and the human psyche was tapped into to create this report. Thank you very much, anyone that was used for this experiment. I hope that the MK Ultra parameters after the second day were easier on most people. I know the first day, other parameters other than the ones that I set were additional, added by the pig and the duck. So after I changed the parameters the second day, I think it was less hard on our bodies. I know I experienced really bad night sweats, and that's because the MK Ultra machine was digging into your brain, and your body thinks that it's a foreign object, so it just raises your temperature when you're sleeping and dreaming. But besides that, I took care of it the second day, and the machine will not be running tonight. So I wish everybody sweet dreams. Dream of whatever the hell it is you want to dream. Lucid dream, whatever the hell. Nothing's running, as far as I know, unless the pig and the duck run something extra without me knowing. My hands are clean. So thank you very much, and this is the end of this video. Goodbye. Have a good night. Thank you.